Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Kiana Canada, and this evening we are talking about the skit that Druski did of conservative women in America. Ladies and gentlemen, that skit was hilarious. Like, oh my God, I watched it at least 15 times. Now, some have argued that the skit was the conservatives have argued that the skit was the wrong time to do the skit, and that they believed that Druski was attacking Erica Kirk. But I have a different opinion on that. I think that the skit was comedic and not attacking Erica Kirk. Again, the skit was called Conservative Women in America. It was not called Erica Kirk. And yes, there were some similarities to what Erica Kirk wore on stage and what Druski wore, such as the white pantsuit and then the hand signal that Erica Kirk did, and then Druski followed with that hand suit, and then dressing up as a woman with blonde hair that does appear to be similar to the persona and the disposition to some degree of Erica Kirk. But I don't think that the skit itself was harmful to Erica Kirk. To reiterate, Druski did not speak about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Druski did not comment on that at all within the skit, nor did Druski make fun of Erica Kirk. I think the only poking fun at Erica Kirk, the only lampooning her, was the wiping away the tears. But again, everybody was doing that. So I am concerned that people are looking to take down and to chastise and to reproach a comedian who has made fun of all sorts of people. Druski has even made fun of Black Americans and the mega churches, black and white. And so he is a very talented comedian. Some may not agree with his comedy and manners, but again, if you watch his content, it is so hilarious. It's funny. Now, up until this point, I did not have anything to say about Erica Kirk and her personal situation. That's just not something that I would comment on. But when I saw the skit, as I've seen multiple skits that Druski has, that he has done, I couldn't help but to laugh. And again, all the content that we were seeing about Erica Kirk was negative, right? Everything that was coming out that we seen on the internet was negative content about her. And this was the one moment where we were able to just laugh. And I'm pretty sure that when Erica Kirk looks back at that video, she herself would laugh at it as well. Like, it is so funny. And it's not funny because it is Erica. It's not funny that he's poking fun at Erica. It's funny that we know that it's Druski, and it is his performance which makes the content funny, right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, I think that people are taking the skit too seriously. I don't think that this is Erica Kirk that may be taking it that seriously. And again, I don't know her, but it most likely has to do with the people that she has around her that is telling her to take that seriously. And again, I don't know. I don't know her, and I won't comment on her after this because I really just don't care to. But to reiterate, the only reason why I am speaking on this is because when I saw the skit, I saw it as very funny, and I saw it as not poking fun at her, but just Druski and performance, which to me was funny because I knew that it was him doing the performance rather than it being an insult at a woman who is grieving. Now, some argue that this is a situation where conservatives will come after Druski, but is that what America really is about? Now, I have often stated, again, I am an asylum seeker and I am abroad. I'm an American citizen. And one of the reasons why I left the United States was because of the deterioration of our civil rights. But is this going to be a continuation of that is the question, right? Again, when a person is engaging in parody or satire, that is really supposed to be protected by the First Amendment. Indeed, we've seen a recent case where Afro man made fun of law enforcement who raided his home, unlawfully took money allegedly from his home, looked at a lemon pound cake that was on his counter, and then, of course, made a rap song about that, right? Or just a song in general about it. And he uploaded several videos onto his YouTube page about that incident. And the court ruled that those videos and the criticism of government officials really warrants protection, strong, and it should be given strong protections. And that's what I think many people don't understand about this situation. And so there was a case that a man named Steven brought to the U.S., there was a case that was filed in the United States Supreme Court because there was a person who created a website that was similar to a police website, and basically it was parody about the police. He was making fun of the police, and he was arrested, and I think later he was released from prison, and then he went on to sue the police, right? He went on to sue the police about that, and then I'm not sure. I didn't read actually the lower court's decisions as to what happened, but the case made its way to the United States Supreme Court. Essentially, the lower courts held that law enforcement had immunity from civil action, right? And The Onion, which is a publication, weighed in on the issue by submitting a friend of the court brief, which is an amicus brief. And in the amicus brief, Steven said, who submitted the brief, he said this: parodists intentionally inhabit the rhetorical form of their subjects in order to exaggerate or implode it, and by doing so, to demonstrate the subject's illogical or absurdity. That was something that I found that was very interesting. He also said that the very nature of parody is to catch the reader off guard at first glance, at which the subject recognizes that the joke is on him, and to the extent that it catches that person off guard. He went on to say that parody needs to mimic an original to make its point. One of parody's most powerful capacities is rhetorical. It gives people the ability to mimic the voice of a serious authority. Again, the point of parody and satire is to mimic the voice of a serious authority. Erica Kirk was thrusted into a position of authority, a position of power. She is the CEO of Turning Point USA. She is connected to Donald Trump, J.D. Vance. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, of course. She is an authority figure and is subject to satire and parody by citizens within the United States. And this does not only go for Erica Kirk, but it goes for all authority figures. Now, this is different from defamation, right? Defamation is when you're saying something untruthful about a person. And that is not what Druski sought to do. Basically, his skit, to reiterate, was all about parody. What may be difficult to communicate or understand when factually reported may be poignant and powerful if offered in satire. The last thing the First Amendment will tolerate is a law that lets public figures keep people from mocking them. And that is essentially the points in that petition that I found to be interesting, and I think that you should find interesting. Again, the First Amendment is supposed to protect us, right? It's supposed to protect Americans. And by calling for the deplatforming of Druski, by calling for the cancellation of Druski, it really raises an important question as to who the First Amendment was designed to protect, right? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.